Welcome back, students. So today, today's class in English about the revision of chapter 3. Okay, so now chapter, I hope you remember, and I hope you have seen the video also of that poem lesson. By now you must have all purchased the textbooks also. I hope you all are reading the textbooks, and I hope you have read this poem a number of times. Okay, so now you can also open your rough books now. The answers that I will be doing in this lesson today. On your screen you can see English revision chapter Whistle Away. Now this poem, if you remember, if you have seen the video attentively and listened to it carefully, you will recollect that this poem is all about, in this poem the poet stresses about the joys and advantages of being an optimistic, hardworking and generous person. Here in this poem the poet stresses that whistling makes everything better, whether it is a strenuous farm work or in case if you have had a bad day. The joy is so infectious means you can say like if you are in a group and you are happy, jokes, you're talking all positive things, so that thought or that feeling is to other people, like they are also cheered up, others around you also get that vibe and they feel about it. If they are depressed, they start feeling cheerful. So that is why the poet is saying it is infectious, that it even cheers up someone else who is having a bad time. Maybe that person was had some bad experience or he is very sad, but because of you he is also trying to cheer up. At any point of time, it is better than useless anger, anxiety or grief. Poet is saying no, there is no point in getting angry or very anxious, tension or sad, grief. The best we can do is to meet any adversity head on. Any problem is there, you have to face it head on. Okay, and do our duty. We have to just see to it that we do our duty, be helpful and charitable. Charitable means you have to be kind, and whatever you have to share. That is, here the poet is referring to that. Okay, so now this was a brief summary of the poem, what we had already done. And in case if you have missed out, you please see the again, so you will be able to understand. Now we will move ahead. Now on your screen you have a question here. Write 2 pairs of rhyming words from the poem. I hope you all remember what are those rhyming words. Okay, let us find what are those 2 pairs of rhyming words. You can write them down. In one stanza you had those words strong and wrong. Okay, and the second pair was seeds and weeds. Just check the question, students. If you're writing, please write them down. Write 2 pairs of rhyming words from the poem. 2 pairs that we found. There are many pairs, many rhyming words are there, but I have written, since the question only 2 pairs has been asked, so I have written strong, wrong, next pair seeds and weeds. Now we move on to the next question, students. The rhyming scheme for the following stanzas. Okay, so rhyming scheme, I hope you have understood very well. In the video I have explained it very thoroughly, and it's very interesting to do also. Okay, let us see. I have given one small 2 stanzas here, so let us find and make the rhyming scheme for that first stanza. Here you have the stanza for you from the poem. If ever your task is hard to do, whether it be sowing the seeds, hoeing the corn, or pulling the weeds, gathering fruit or raking hay, or driving cows, whistle away. Now all we have to do is make a rhyme scheme. So look at the first line. If ever your task is hard to do, look at the last word, do. Pay attention to the sound, do. Now we go to the next line. Whether it be sowing the seeds. Now the seeds, it's a different sound. So the first line, do, we will use the letter small a. The second line, last word, seeds, it's a different word, it's a different sound. So we'll use small letter b. Then, now we go to the third, hoeing the corn or pulling the weeds. Now, seeds and weeds, they both sound similar. So, same sound. So, the first A, then second letter we used was B. Now, the third line also we are using the same letter, that is B. So, A, B, B. Now, let us look at the next line, gathering fruit or raking hay. Now this is hay is a completely different sound. So we go to the next letter, that is hay, is we term it as C, or driving cows, whistle away. Now hay and away both are having same sound. So we again give the letter C. Rhyme scheme, how I hope you have understood how to what is the rhyme scheme of this stanza. That is A, B, B, C, C. Just look at your screen. The rhyme scheme is of that particular stanza is A, B, B, C, C. Now, shall I move forward, students? I hope you are writing. Now here you have another stanza of the same poem. Let me read it out for you. Better to whistle than to pout, and scold and fret no one can doubt. So keep a merry heart, my lad, and thus make other people glad. Okay, so now look at the first line. Better to whistle than to pout. Look at the last word, pout. Just stress on the sound, pout. Now we go to the next line. And scold and fret no one can doubt. Doubt, pout. Same sounds. So the first line we are using the letter small a. The second line, again because it is the same sound, we are using the word same letter, that is A. Now we come to the third line. So keep a merry heart, my lad. Now the sound is different, lad. So we use the word next letter, that is letter B. So A, B. Now the fourth line, and thus make other people glad. Now lad, glad, both rhyme with each other, same sound. So we are using the same letter that we used for the third line. So that is A, B, B. Let us check on your screen. Yes, you have rhyme scheme A, B, B. So the rhyme scheme of that particular stanza was A, B, B. Understood, students? You are writing this, okay? Now, just look at the screen, students. Read this question. Write the answer in one or more words. Means it may be one word answer, or it can be 2 or 3 words. Okay, so the answer should be not in one sentence, not in one line. The answer should be either in one word, or it can be more than 1 or 2 or 3 words. Okay, 1 or more words. Now let us see the question. What does the poet advise us to do when things go wrong? I repeat, what does the poet advise us to do when things go wrong? Now, whistle a tune. I hope in the summary itself you have got an idea that the thing on whistling. Okay, so the answer is whistle a tune. You can write this answer, whistle a tune. Now we come to the next question, students. Name one farming activity that is mentioned in the poem. Name one farming activity that is mentioned in the poem. Now there were so many farming activities given in the poem. I hope if you remember, I remember I had shown you so many pictures, farming activity pictures. So one such activity, now the question was, name farming activity that is mentioned in the poem. So we can write any one. Now here you find the answer, hoeing the corn. So the answer to it is hoeing the corn. Shall I move ahead, students? We come to the next question, students. What does the poet say if one can't sing? Now, what does the poet say if one can't sing? Let us see what we can find. Simple. For the poet, there is only one solution. You can't sing, no problem. You can always whistle. So, whistle a tune. The question is, what does the poet say if one can't sing? The answer is whistle a tune. We move ahead. The next question, answer in one sentence. Now this requires us to write the answer in one complete sentence. Here, why does the poet ask the boy to whistle when doing a difficult task? I repeat the question, why does the poet ask the boy to whistle when doing a difficult task? Let us find the answer, students. Let us see. Now, the answer given here is, the poet thinks that whistling helps a difficult task feel less punishing than it actually is. The poet feels that if you are doing some hard work, maybe it is little difficult for you to perform, if you are whistling or if you are singing, so you will not feel the pressure of the work that you are doing, and you will be able to perform that task a little more in a easy way. Okay, that is what poet has meant in that poem. So the answer here is, the poet thinks that whistling helps a difficult task feel less punishing than it actually is. I hope, students, you are writing. We move to the next question, students. What, according to the poet, is the best thing to do if you cannot sing? I repeat the question, students. What, according to the poet, is the best thing to do if you cannot sing? Students, if you are having the textbook with you, these questions are there in text. So if you are not able to write fast, you can at least tick the question that I am reading. Okay. What, according to the poet, is the best thing to do if you cannot sing? Let us see how we can frame this answer. The whistling is the next best thing to singing. Okay, you can't sing, the poet is saying no problem, you can whistle. So according to the answer is whistling is the next best thing to singing. Now we move to the next question. Explain these lines from the poem. Now explain these lines from the poem. You will find one line, the hearts of some who chance to hear. This is a line that is given in the poem. Okay, the hearts of some who chance to hear. Now we have to explain this line. What does this line mean? Let us find the answer. The whistling helps not only the person who is whistling but also cheers up other people who might chance to listen to it. I repeat, students, just pay attention. Whistling helps not only the person who is whistling but also cheers up other people who might chance to listen to it. Now in case you are somewhere, you are in a particular room, and from the next room you hear some whistling sound. So when you hear that some soothing sound, you also get like excited as to who is whistling so beautifully. So it cheers you up, right? Meant by that, the answer is whistling helps not only the person who is whistling but also cheers up the other people who might chance to listen to it. Now we come to the next head question, that is answer in brief. Answer in brief means a little short answer in brief. You have to write it at least in 2 or 3 sentences. So let us see what is the question here given. Why might scolding and fretting be of no use? Now if you remember, this line is given, scolding and fretting. These words are given in the poem. Now the question is, why might scolding and fretting be of no use? Let us find the answer now. Yes, scolding and fretting are negative behaviors. Those are not termed as positive behaviors. Those are negative behaviors. Okay, fretting means always complaining. Scolding, you're screaming, you're shouting at somebody. Okay, scolding and fretting are negative behaviors. In addition, they are not constructive. Okay, if a situation is not the way one wants it to be, now it is always like possible that always things won't work according to your plans. Okay, sometimes the situation will change. You may think something, you may plan something, and the plans won't work. So that is the meaning. If a situation is not the way one wants it to be, then scolding and fretting do nothing to make things better. Means then unnecessarily you getting irritated and getting angry is not going to help anything. So that is the meaning. So I repeat that. Look at on the screen. Scolding and fretting are negative behaviors. In addition, they are not constructive. If a situation is not the way one wants it to be, then scolding and fretting do nothing to make things better. So, this is the answer that you. Let's see the question. See, what might scolding and fretting be? Why might scolding and fretting be of no use? Here you find this answer. Scolding and fretting are negative behaviors. In addition, they are not constructive. If a situation is not the way one it wants to be, then scolding and fretting do nothing to make things better. So students, here we have covered this revision less chapter 3. You are going to see the video again and again. You are going to read the textbook. You are going to read that poem thoroughly. Okay, and I am sure you will be able to answer all these questions. Learn the questions. Okay, don't make spelling mistakes. Read and practice regularly. Do your studies regularly, students. Till we meet in the next class, have a nice day.